I'm Robyn.
And I'm Julie.
We're two mamas who love inspiring healthy living.
After facing family health challenges and seeing how natural solutions transformed our lives, we are determined to help other mamas thrive, not just survive.
What if feeling awesome every day is possible for you and your family?
Come along with us on our natural journey.
Hi, I'm Robyn.
And I'm Julie.
Welcome to our podcast, Helping Mamas Thrive. Yay. What is the episode called today?
The episode is called The True Cost of Healthcare? Of Health?
You made it up. You had a great title. Why does this always happen? Yes, I texted you and said
The cost of sick care versus well care. Is that right?
I texted you and said, "What is the topic today?" And you were like, it's this.
The cost of sickness versus the cost of wellness.
Okay, that's it.
That's it. That's the official title.
You know what we can guarantee our listeners and viewers? It will take the first 10 seconds of our podcast come up with the official title. You're sorry.
Yeah.
Not sorry. This is how we are. Because we know that we could actually write it down.
We could. It is written down in a text, but I would have to refer back to my other notes.
Right. But like we could be more organized, but it's just not us.
No.
We're just like,
we're showing up. I love that you just show up and you're like, all right, so this is what we're talking about. And I'll just join in with all that. I mean, that's pretty cool because we have been around the block and we have seen some stuff and we know some stuff. So I'm excited to bring this episode to you all because we have this conversation repeatedly with people about what is the true cost of sick care versus the true cost of wellness. Like people think that they're saving money if they stay in that model, but they don't.
we're just launching right into this.
Yeah, we are.
Oh.
We are. It is.
Julie's fired up.
I am.
Julie is fired
I'm
up.
tired of having this conversation. I'm just tired of it. I really am. People truly believe that being in the sick care model because they can get, I don't know, like free antibiotics or.
Okay, it is a paradigm shift though, because when you're used to paying like a $10 copay,
right?
You're not thinking about, oh, the insurance company is paying the pharmacy not $10.
Mm-hmm.
Like who is subsidizing so you only pay $10?
Right.
Who is subsidizing the doctor that you're only paying $10 because they are making money?
Yes.
So, but most people don't think about like think about us like 15 years ago.
Right.
We didn't think about that.
That's
we were
very
just
true.
like, we want to pay as little as possible
Yep.
for our meetings.
Right.
And so I think it takes like a lot of questioning to take a step back.
That's true.
And do that. But now, like for me, I spend all my money on healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
Like I spend like percentage wise so much money on our health.
That's right.
And like, yeah, we don't go on like extravagant vacations.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I value the most.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
because
that's at the end of the day, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything.
And we're talking like real health here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if Julie and I just feel a little something, we get pissed. And we're like, we're not having that. Right?
Yes,
like,
100%.
Even this week, you know, this week's been a rough week and I was stressed and I had like different like physical little ailments.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I'm not tolerating that.
Mm-mm.
That is not happening.
Mm-mm.
So I got to like take the tennis ball out, got a muscle test, got to do like, I went on the Beamer. I kept muscle testing what I needed. Like,
right.
No way, Jose.
Right.
Am I going down?
Exactly.
It's not happening.
Good for you.
I know.
I love that.
My answer wasn't as easy as yours with the stress away.
Oh, right. Yes.
My nervous system was just like, no. So anyway, I think it's hard for people. So just to give people a little bit of like credit, I think it's hard to change what they've been doing for years, but that's what we want people to do.
Right. Right. Here's just a little snapshot at what the real cost is. Okay, so this is just a stat. This comes from the CDC, and the cost of illness, they actually measure this for many different things, and you can actually go on and take a whole course in the analysis of sick care. It's amazing. But basically, they measure medical costs and other costs. And the other costs do include things like lost productivity. Like people don't even think about that. Like they lose a day, lose a week, and then they still have to address all kinds of different fallout issues. So this just takes heart disease. Okay, just one thing. It's the leading, cause of death in the United States. So basically, for heart disease in the US, the cost is more than $321 billion each year. 193 in direct medical costs and 128 billion in lost productivity from early death. So,
Well, I didn't know you were going there, but
Okay.
the cardiac, we learned in our quantum 3 certification,
Mhm.
we actually learned some great cardiac wellness techniques.
Yeah.
So if that's something that you want to look to, like, how can I be healthy in the future?
Mhm.
What does my body need in order to thrive? Because if you take heart, like I thought you were going immune system, so I'm surprised about
okay.
this, but if you take heart health,
Mhm.
it's mostly not until you have an incident
Right.
that people look at it,
Right.
right? So you're clogged or you have a heart attack or
Right.
your heart is
We
racing
have
or
electrical issues all the time now. Like,
well, that too. I mean, this is like a
but you
bomb.
don't, yeah, you don't have, until you have that incident, you don't know. But what happens when you go in, they deal with the incident, it's emergency medicine, they do whatever.
And thank goodness we have those people.
Yeah, thank goodness. Okay, otherwise, because you could
Emergency.
lose your life. Yeah.
So do
thank
it.
goodness. But the problem is when you leave, people think I'm healthy now. Like the problem is fixed. Whatever band-aid has been put on, they feel okay. So
Well,
they're like,
sometimes they do change their diet. I know many people who have,
mm-hmm,
but I also know lots of people who have stints.
mm-hmm,
And nobody talks about chemicals or any other things. I mean, nobody talks about micronutrient deficiencies.
mm-hmm,
Maybe they talk about like heart healthy food, but we could dispute what that is.
mm-hmm. Oh, very true.
Right. So, I mean, if you're eating margarine, please, it's like plastic. That is not a heart healthy food.
No, it's not. So basically there's a couple issues here. All right. So we contend right now, if you are not looking for the cause, so say you have an incident or whatever happens,
Heart or I mean,
whatever, and you leave, you get a band-aid or you get something fixed, thank goodness you do, so you're alive, and people are like, I think they set the bar really low on their expectations for health.
P.S. When you're in the hospital, they're serving you crappy
Oh
food.
yeah.
I don't know how you're supposed to get better
Yeah.
when you're eating food with high in sugar, tons of chemicals. Like your cells, if you have an incident, your body is compromised.
Mhm.
Your cells need the most nutrition. You need healthy water. You need nutrients, fresh foods, fresh proteins, good fats. You don't need that crappy stuff that they're
Mhm.
serving you.
Which is really sad because that's the place where you're supposed to receive care
Oh
anyway.
my gosh.
So if you're not looking for the cause, then you'll never find the cause and then you'll never treat the cause. So we have to get more in this mindset. A paradigm shift needs to be where we are looking for the cause. Something happens, we need the cause.
Let's take a step back because I think that a lot of people think, oh, my mom had high cholesterol and my dad had high cholesterol. So of course I'm going to have high cholesterol. So let's talk about that a minute. So, yes, our genetic makeup comes from our parents. That's true. But a lot of times the reason we have the same condition is because we eat the same or our lifestyle is the same.
Yeah.
Like maybe we lack movement, maybe we drink a lot, maybe we eat too much, whatever it is. So yeah, your cells are predisposed to things, but you can change it. You
Right.
have the ability to change it by your lifestyle. You don't have to be the way your cells define you. And I don't have this stat, but our organs regenerate.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't accept
Mm-hmm.
it's in my genes.
Mm-hmm.
People have said that to me so many times.
Yep. Exactly. It's all good information, but yes, you are 92% about that is dictated by environment and what you put in on your body and how you live lifestyle. So that's what we're trying to do here is really encourage lifestyle changes and of course address the cause.
Can we
So
also talk about, like, I know you went in for the heart,
yeah.
but let's talk about something maybe not as deadly, like
Okay.
the flu or something.
Okay.
Let's talk about immune, because that's what's
Okay.
happening right now.
Okay.
Lots of people
Immune.
are going
Yeah.
down.
Oh, for sure.
And what is the cost to that? So
Right.
like, oh, it's just my yearly cold
Right.
or my yearly flu.
Why do people accept that? Well, everybody's sick. So
It's fine.
why do people accept that?
Because they don't know. Because I used to be sick. I used to get sick.
Yeah.
But now, like, people don't realize that you have the ability to affect that. So you can prepare your body, right? So, it was sugar season from like October to January,
Mm-hmm.
right? So your body, this is not a popular thought, but this is true.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you eat sugar, it suppresses your immune system.
Mm-hmm.
And it suppresses your immune response like 6 hours, just one time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're eating sugar consistently from October to January, your body is super inflamed. So even if you are at a healthy weight, that has nothing to do with this. You are inflamed. Sugar goes into your systems and inflames it. And there are videos on YouTube that you can watch about what sugar does to your body. So when you are exposed to a virus or a bacteria, your body can't fight as hard because it's already fighting the inflammation that you have.
Right.
And so that's where the sickness comes.
Right. But let's just follow that. So say something comes in, bacteria, virus, whatever it might be, comes in, and you're like, oh, I'm sick. So you go to the doctor, you get an antibiotic, it's free or $10 or whatever your copay and whatever. So you take that and then you're like, oh, okay. Well, thank goodness I did something to address my health. When in actuality, and I learned this very early on when I took when Casey, my oldest, took him, he had an ear infection. And I took him to the doctor, and the doctor said something that blew my mind. She was like, listen, I can give you the antibiotic and it will cut down the time where he can be contagious or whatever, but it's not going to cut down in any way the time of the illness, the cycle of the illness. It's going to be the same. And I'm like, so you said the side effects for this antibiotic was that his gut would be a total wreck.
Wait, they actually told you what?
Yes, this doctor told me this. This woman doctor, and I didn't know anything about
Most people
healthcare.
don't get that.
Like, I didn't know. I was just like,
most people are not told that there are side effects.
Right. So she said, these are the things that are going to happen.
Wow.
So you make the choice right now. Do you want to do the antibiotic or do you want to wait it out?
Holy cow.
Okay. First kid, totally scared out of my mind. My
dad's a pharmacist.
My dad's a pharmacist. So I'm like, oh no, just give me the antibiotic. The fallout from that, 3 days. His gut was so inflamed and badly affected. The poop, it would just fall, like everything would come out, and it was green and yellow, and it was just like it was so disgusting. And
right.
I was like,
so when you take an antibiotic, it takes, is it 6 years or 7 years for your gut to go back? So imagine when you're on multiple rounds of antibiotics, it's killing all the good stuff. Like, we need the good stuff too.
Right.
We need a balance with the good and the bad bacteria in our gut.
Correct.
And so that antibiotic just gets rid of everything.
Right. It indiscriminately kills stuff. So then, okay, so you take it. This is where the cost of like sick care gets me like all riled up, because then now you have a gut issue. Now you've negatively affected your microbiome. You probably will have an overgrowth of yeast now.
But do you know this? Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, right.
I don't see the cause and effect always like, yes, when somebody's taking the antibiotic, if they have a digestive issue, they're like, oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that is a correlation.
Mm-hmm.
But the long-term effects of it,
Long-term effects.
I don't
Correct.
think that
That's true.
necessarily most people are like, oh, this came from my antibiotic, right?
Right. Right. And that's why some doctors will prescribe a probiotic as well. So if you have an overgrowth of yeast in your system, it's going to come out in some way. It could be skin issues, could be yeast infection. There are ways, but somehow it has to come out, and somehow your gut has to get back in order. So then what do? They get like a cream or a steroid or something else. So now you're trying to take care of that, issue. And maybe, like you said, you're not even connecting it to what you did before. So now you're
No,
dealing
because they
with that.
got like a bill of health.
Right.
They're not coughing. They're not throwing
Right.
up. They're not coughing. Whatever the symptom was.
Right. And then your body innately needs to go through these trials in life. Like, it needs the intelligence
Right. And
to
so
get better.
this is another thing that we underestimate
Mhm.
is like 80% of our immune system is in our gut.
Right.
And so when our gut is compromised,
Right.
like, I mean, it's a big deal. When people are like, oh, that doesn't matter, I can just take a probiotic. Not really. It's
Mhm.
affecting your immune system. It's affecting the serotonin that you're
Mhm.
creating in your body.
Mhm.
It's creating a lot. Our immune system is connected to so many other systems in our
Mhm.
body.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
So what is the cost of that? Like, I would even say, like you were talking about real dollars. What is the opportunity cost of all these things? Because
Mhm.
it really is a trickle effect,
Yes.
just like with pregnancy. So,
Yes. Oh.
okay, so like,
yes.
oh, let's induce.
Mhm.
Then we need something else to help the
Mhm.
induction.
Mhm.
Then they can't come out.
Mhm.
Failure to thrive. We're going to do a C-section.
Mhm.
Like, there's all
Yep.
these things with
Yep.
epidural. When our bodies, well, in this example, you know, the whole birthing process was
Oh,
created
yeah.
by God. Like,
Mhm.
our body secretes a hormone when that baby's
Mhm.
ready.
Mhm.
Don't take anything before that.
Mhm. Yep.
I mean, if there's an emergency, I'm not saying
Right.
that,
Yeah.
but
Obviously.
I
But
mean,
any other time, I mean, it's really like the reason why I was induced, what my doctor was going to leave.
yeah.
And he was like, we have to do it because I have to leave at 11:45. And I was like, what? And luckily I had a doula with me, and she's like, oh no, that's not gonna happen. She's like, not on my watch.
You're
No
so
way.
smart. You were smart to have a
But
doula.
if she wasn't there, I would have been like, oh, okay, gotta hurry this up. 11:45.
No, I had a pre-induction to my induction,
Oh my gosh.
and then the epidural, and they messed up the epidural. I had to get a second epidural.
Oh my word.
It was horrible.
Mm.
It was really bad.
So all these little decisions that we make, they do add up. And so at the very end, we are dealing with a cost that not only we paid for, but we had to
Monetarily.
monetarily, but we had to suffer through it.
Mhm.
And it's just so much more logical, I think, to me, to have this lifestyle that affords you to be well, like, every day. It is possible. We are I'm not are you a unicorn? I'm not a unicorn. I'm not special, but yet we stay well. I mean, we dip, like you said before. We dip and we right the ship. We figure out what is happening. We right the ship. We don't freak out about stuff either,
No.
which a lot of people
So
do.
fear also suppresses your immune system.
Fear is huge.
I
So
don't think people realize too, like, we have these cells in our body. We
yeah.
have strep, we have,
Oh yeah.
we have all bacteria.
Yeah.
We have all these
MRSA.
things.
We got it
I
all.
believe we have cancer cells too. Like,
We do.
we have all
We
these
have
cells.
cancer cells, sure.
It's about the balance.
Yeah.
It's about having a pH balance and alkaline environment, and
Right.
that's a whole other topic maybe, but you want to prevent disease from growing, and you
Right.
have the ability to do that.
You do.
Whether small like a cold and a flu, or big like cancer,
Right.
or something like the heart attack.
Exactly. And I think people do feed into that fear because and Del Bigtree talked about this. He said if If they can induce fear in you, they own you. And if they can prey upon empathy, then they own you. And so we kind of give over our health into somebody else. Like, you take care of it, when it should be, we should be accountable.
Yeah.
We should be the ones. And a lot of people are like, hey, it's my body. If I want to drink the Diet Coke, I'm going to do it or whatever. I'm like, no, you don't get sick in a silo. There are people that have to rally around and take care of you. And so it's not a single decision. There's a trickle effect. There's a trickle effect monetarily, and then also with people that are around you.
Right. But people do, that fear is real right now.
It is
I
very
mean,
real.
people, if they're sick, they go get a test
Mm-hmm.
for COVID, for RSV,
Mm-hmm.
for whatever hot topic
Mm-hmm.
it is.
Whatever is out.
I don't know why a label is necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Just work on getting healthy.
Right. Exactly.
So, but people jump at the chance of labeling it,
that is very true.
and they're fearful
Mm-hmm.
of what the title might be.
That's true. Can we talk about labels for a second? Because I know this is like near and dear to your heart. Like, because some people
Do you think
think
we'll get censored by this?
maybe. Oh, I don't know. I hope not.
Okay.
The thing I want to talk about as far as labeling goes is that some people think, well, once I have that label, whatever it might be, XYZ, then I can't be in that wellness, model. Like, I'm just in that sick care model, and that's not true. You can
No.
have whatever.
No, we have
XYZ.
We have a friend, Kate, who
Yes.
healed her MS.
Yes. Yes.
Scary, like, that's one of those diseases that scares a lot of people, and it is scary. And she went the traditional route, and it didn't work for her.
Mhm.
Also, that famous doctor, she wrote a book, Dr. Wall, about how she healed herself from MS. So, but to your point, so people rally around that name, like, I have MS.
Yeah,
this is what it looks like. The victimized thing. Our friend, she was like, there has to be a better way. I'm so young.
Yeah.
And so she did the research. She read that book. She changed her diet. She got off the medicine, and she is thriving.
Yes. And she's helping other people now. And she
has no symptoms of MS.
She is so amazing. So amazing. But that's a perfect example of how someone did not take that and accept, this is what model I have to stay in. So,
but she did experience it.
She did.
And it didn't work.
Right.
Same with the doctor.
Yeah.
The neurologist, Dr. Wall.
Yeah.
She went on every medicine. She was in a wheelchair with the inverted one.
Yep. Yep.
And she's like, this isn't working.
Right. Right.
And now she can ride her bike.
I just love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah. I don't know why we feel, I don't know what it is about people that they're resigned to, well, just accept it. Or we do talk a lot about people who they have like 5 things wrong, and they're like, oh yeah, but it's not bad. As long as it seems like, as long as I'm alive and I am able to function, like, that's acceptable. It's like, no, don't you want to be thriving?
Well,
Great.
I do appreciate people being positive.
Yes.
But I think that what you're saying is they have ailments and they're not realizing that they can heal them.
Yeah. Do anything
They're
about
like,
them.
oh, I have neuropathy. My ears are ringing. I'm always in the bathroom, like whatever it is. And they're like, but I'm alive.
Right.
Well, that's good. Positivity is very good.
That's true.
But what you're saying is, like, you could be thriving, like, not just surviving.
Yes.
And that's what we see a lot is people just going through the motions, or just waiting to be sick in like a victimized way, where you can be more assertive about and proactive about your health. Right. And what Julie's saying is that will save you money in the long run.
Exactly.
So Julie uses pieces of paper that are scrapbook. So right on the back of her notes, it says the fudge is on the ledge. And I'm guessing this is a grammatical.
Every paper. But it's hilarious because when I pull a piece of scrap paper out and it's some second, third grade, thing. I look at it and it's just hilarious to see what, my kids were thinking at that time. So anyway, I love using both sides of piece of paper. That is the only time that you can get rid of something is when it's fully used.
We agree on this.
So I know we need to wrap it up, but I was thinking about this. We need the little things that we do today. And a lot of times women think we do things that matter. So we're like, why even do it? The little things that we do today. And I want to bring up your garden. And you tell a story about your garden. The little things that we do today are going to pay dividends down the road. Yes. So if you're like, I'll start that next week, or I'll do that, or that's too big, I can't do that. That's too huge of a chunk to do. Little tiny steps, because your garden brings a bounty and it brings so much goodness. It's made you learn and your kids learn about so many different things about the cycle of how to grow something. And so talk about your garden, because that's little steps, and it wasn't easy, right? You had to bring in professionals. You didn't know all the stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm a single mom. Like, I had somebody come bring the mushroom compost. I bought the beds. Well, I have a hydroponic tower too. Yeah, but it's so fun, and it's very creative to see it grow, to see the vegetables grow, to pick the vegetables. But it also shows things that we still need to do. Like, we need bees. We need some pollination.
Yep.
But so I learned that positivity and negativity affect our plants, right? We know that from Dr. Emoto. But last year, my plants on the left side of my house never grew. And it was such a pain because I had to walk around my house and it was muddy. And I just hated going on the left side. And I was like, I wonder if my attitude affected these plants. So I got somebody to help put like a walkway so it wasn't muddy. And I planted plants. And I go on that side and I say, hi, plants. And I spray my Thieves household cleaner every few days on them.
I love it.
And they look so good. That's my beets and radishes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. They look freaking awesome. And so I'm thinking that my positivity plus the Thieves household cleaner
has made a difference. Because there are probably things still coming in from the air.
The chemtrails.
Coming in to sabotage all your hard work. But you're pouring goodness a little bit every single day into that garden to see the bounty. And that's what we have to do. And that's why we started this challenge, is really to encourage people, like you said.
New Year, New You challenge.
Like you said, do one thing, master it, and then move on. And each week, if you're doing these tiny things, they are going to add up and they're going to pay dividends. And they are going to convert your lifestyle into that wellness lifestyle.
True. So, like, especially with the food.
Yes. Oh, huge.
Just pick one thing.
Yes.
Like, we always like to talk about the peanut butter.
Yeah.
My peanut butter story.
Yeah.
And I just changed the peanut butter. To ingredients I could pronounce.
Right.
Then I went on to microwave popcorn. And so you can pick something as little as that. And then here I am.
But that was a small thing for you. But then you told me. And then I changed. And I was like, what? I need to read my ingredients? What are you talking about? So that became a huge thing for me. And so don't underestimate the small stuff. Because look at where you are now. Like, look how much knowledge you've gained. But it started from those simple things, tiny things.
Little things.
Little.
So this week for our challenge, when are we posting this?
This weekend. So it'll come out before
Tuesday. Okay.
Yep.
So Tuesday, our class is about movement.
Yep.
And how important it is for our health. Again, little things go a long way.
Yes.
So we just picked out different categories. The first week was food. The second week is chemicals. The third week is movement. The fourth week is sleep. And the fifth week is water. These are just examples of all things that contribute to our health.
Right.
I mean, we didn't even put emotions there.
Oh, man.
Like, when you talk about disease and emotions, that's a big one. You got to deal with that.
Absolutely. it's huge. I mean, you're doing that right now with your
Oh,
family.
I
I
know.
mean, it is awesome.
I'm not having any disease. I mean, a few years ago, I was just like, I'm taking care of this.
Mm-hmm.
So we do a lot of things to support our emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of healing modalities, lots of oils, essential oils, lots of, well, I like the emotion code.
Mm-hmm.
And I can do that anywhere, which is really cool.
Well, maybe in February. What's our February class in the around Valentine's
We
Day?
have Galentine's.
Okay.
I have to publish it.
All right. We're going to talk about emotions then because they are such a huge component.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Let's do that. So basically, when you're making decisions, here are the takeaways. Look for the cause. Don't accept just Band-Aids. The well care model, it's all going to cost the same. Sick care or well care, you're going to pay at some point, beginning or end. You make the choice. Do you want to suffer through?
Right. So the investment, like to work with a practitioner like us, so you're paying up front for that wellness, and you actually won't suffer as, you know. So it's worth that investment in your health. It's an investment in yourself.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah. And the trickle effect of you being healthy, those days, you can serve more and you can help more people.
Yeah.
And you can positively influence them. So that the trickle effect of that is huge versus the sick care model. So
what are our parting thought is take a step toward wellness. Don't be afraid of the investment.
Yeah.
Because it's better to pay up front than later.
That's right.
Is that what you're?
Yes. And be curious. Want to know the cause. Just don't accept things.
Yeah.
Be like, what is the root cause? Keep asking why. If you get something served to you, say why, just like our kids do all the time. Well, why?
And if you have an issue, we would love to work with you.
Yes.
So if you have one of those symptoms like headaches or digestive or even a diagnosis, I have clients with diagnoses.
Yeah.
We just work on whatever the imbalances are.
Right.
So go to our website at thelivingtree.com.
Yep. And
you can make an appointment with one of us to get muscle tested.
Yes.
Right.
Yep. And we could do it remotely. So you don't have to be here physically to do that. We are certified in quantum nutrition testing. And so we can do it like telehealth.
Yes. Yep. Just like telehealth. It's quantum physics. Telehealth.
Yeah, it is.
All right. So share this with people.
Yes.
Should they like it?
They can put a comment. If you actually download the podcast or put a comment, it will help bump this up so more people will see it.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thanks for listening and watching.
All right. Bye.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe. And if you want to support our show, give us a 5-star rating.
To learn more about our practice, visit thelivingtree.com.